Big thanks to Napoleon Grills for sponsoring this episode.
You haven't made taquitos yet? This is your cue. Let's start making them right now. There's a very good reason why taquitos are the thing you need to make. It is beef turned soft, beautiful, and then we get to fry it. And the fry in the end, it's gonna be so good. But it all starts with a beautiful piece of beef. And this is a piece of beef neck. Now you can use any type of beef that works for stewing. You want to have a good amount of intermuscular fat in that meat, and you want the meat to be flavorful and dark red. I'm gonna cut this up into big chunk, fist-sized chunks. You can leave all the tendons, the fat, the silver skin, all of it on. It's all gonna melt down while we cook it. And don't be cutting off that fat that sits right there. That's absolutely delicious. Now, of course, I gotta season this to have the most amount of flavor that I can on this beef. Starting with some fine table salt, paprika powder, onion powder, and a little bit of garlic powder. And for the people that are watching this channel for a long time, they know this is the PitmasterX Classic Barbecue Rub. If you're looking for the exact recipe, you can find it on PitmasterX.com. Time to fire up the barbecue. This is the Napoleon Professional Charcoal Grill. We're going to start it up with some fine charcoal. 2 fire starters, light it up. Cooking over charcoal is an exciting thing to do because it adds the most amount of flavor to your beef. I did extensive tests to figure out what tastes the best, and it is charcoal with a cast iron grill grate. So that's what we're going to do with these beautiful chunks of beef. The charcoal's lit up, it's time to start grilling. I'm going to spread out that charcoal a little bit so we get a more even heat. Break up the big chunks. Gonna put in a cast iron grill grate. And then with this lever I'm going to lower the charcoal bed a little bit. That way I'm going to get a slow sear for that crunchy exterior. We got that beautiful smoke coming from that charcoal, just swirling up, giving that meat a lot of flavor. But I'm not getting the sear that I want yet, so I'm gonna raise up that charcoal bed a little bit more. Then the fat on the meat is going to melt, it's going to create flare-ups, and I'm going to lower the charcoal bed again. I'm getting a nice char on the outside of the meat. You see the fats rendering down, starting to bubble up. We got a little bit of that charcoal color sitting on the outside, that typical grilling color. You can see the flare-ups coming up from the charcoal. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move that grill grate off center. And now all the flare-ups in the world don't matter because I got an indirect setup where all the meat is sitting off center. And now I'm gonna put in another cast iron grill grate and set on my Scottsburg cast iron Dutch oven. And now I added all the flavor I need for my taquitos, and it's time to take that meat off the grill grate and put it in the pan. I'm just gonna load this thing up until it can hold no more beef. And as you can see, 4 kilograms of beef is not a problem. I was cooking on charcoal, but I want to switch over to briquettes because briquettes have a longer cooking time. They will retain the heat, they will give it off slower, and let it cook for a long period of time because that beef is going to be in that pan for at least 4 hours. All I need is just a few briquettes, and then I'm going to move the grill grate on top of the briquettes. In my taquito beef stew, I like 3 red onions, 5 garlic cloves, 2 ancho chilies, which are smoked chilies for that Mexican flavor, 2 bay leaves, 500 milliliters of concentrated beef broth, and a whole liter of water. Put the lid on and let that simmer for at least 5 hours. In the meantime, I'm going to make a salsa. First, I'm going to chop up some garlic cloves and a red onion. I'm also going to need an ancho chili, a smoked and dried pepper. Then I'm going to warm up a pan and put in a tablespoon of beef tallow. I'm going to fry the onion until it's soft. Then I'm going to add the garlic and the chili pepper. Once that's all fried and everything released their flavors, I'm going to add 4 grams of tomato pulp. I'm going to let it reduce by half, and by doing so, I'm sweetening the tomato. Of course, 2 pinches of salt is required and a teaspoon of cayenne pepper if you like it hot. This beef is ready to be shredded, and that's not going to take any effort. It's just stirring the pot, turning this beef into a beef stew. And by doing so, is going to take up all of that moisture that still is in the pan, and that's the stuffing for our taquitos. Now this is the most important part of baking taquitos. If you do this right, your taquitos are always going to be the best taquitos anyone has ever tasted. Don't forget to take out the leaves. That shredded beef is ready for our taquitos, so I'm going to move the pan to a corner of the grill where I'm going to let it sit safe. And then right here, where my briquettes lay and I have a small smoldering fire, I'm going to build a new fire. I'm going to lower it a little bit and add some charcoal. Now I'm going to place a new pan on the charcoal fire. And of course I'm going to be frying in some beef tallow. Oil is hot, the beef tallow is fully melted, got up to temperature, and now it's time to taste this freaking awesome stuff in one of those beautiful tortilla leaves. Taquito trick 1.0. I had a little trouble with taquitos, I gotta be honest. I had the first of fresh tortilla leaves. When they start popping open, it was quite a problem. I warmed them up, I tried all kinds of tricks, it didn't work out. I got these, which of course aren't like the official tortilla leaves that I like to use, but they're the next best option. And I put this in the pan and it started frying, but no bueno, man. It just turned ugly. So I thought, what if we put a little rope on them and then tie them up? And take a little bit of that beef, I'm squeezing out the juices, and then this goes into the tortilla leaf, and that's all of that good stuff. This stuff is freaking amazing. Now I'm gonna roll this up without breaking that leaf, and then I'm gonna take a little bit of butcher's twine. Now look at this. Now I can instantly fry it. But the good thing is, I can also roll it, and now you see I get a crispy, nice, round taquito. There we go, the other side, quick fry, perfect taquito roll. Let it drip out. I want to get rid of that fat as much as possible. And that's how you make taquitos. Well, that's how I make taquitos. And I think they turned out pretty awesome. Listen to this. Wow, but even better. Like that crunchiness, all fantastic, but that sauce. You feel that? That's the Ken Rollin dance. No more Taco Tuesday.
Looking for a taquito Tuesday. They be good. I like taquitos.